Stand aside Under Armour. Adidas is on a comeback tour. Just this spring, the company opened Brooklyn Farm, a top-secret design studio in the heart of New York's hippest borough. Recently, Adidas invited Fast Company to be the first video crew to set foot in the space.
The real reason for us wanting to do something like this was really connected to our strategy as a brand around driving culture and creative culture. As part of that strategy, it's really important to me that we're kind of on the ground where culture happens. Many of the trends, sport and culture, start here, live here, percolate here, and then are exported around the globe. I think we have about 19 full-time people here, and they're mainly creatives, storytelling, product, apparel, footwear, makers. And then we have people rotating in from around the brand, from different businesses or different functions. We call it sort of an open source creative hub, and that the doors are open for almost anyone. Now, last week we had James Harden here working on some basketball concepts. A month or so ago we had Carly Kloss in here working on some training ideas. So those things happen all the time. But we also bring in young athletes, high school kids, or young designers from the universities, or artists from the local community. If you don't ask questions, how will you ever find new answers? If we assume that we're a fixed entity, a fixed concept, then the world will leave us behind. So to create a place and to have an opportunity to just ask questions without so much risk, I think is important. And it develops almost like a discipline. Try it, build it, make it. Let's ask, let's do it, see what happens. And I think that's a strength for us for sure, because we service so many diverse businesses and consumer groups. How could I, as one guy, know everything? How could I know as much as our expert in basketball about basketball? So Brooklyn is a place where our creative leadership community can come together. It facilitates that collective approach. Rather than trying to stay ahead of the curve or predict the future, we start with the brand. We start with why we are here, who we are, and how we approach things. And if you always start there, you never find yourself lost or chasing something. One of the areas of focus for us is creative direction specifically. What does that look like for 2019 or 2020? We have product creation processes that are as far as 36 months out from consumer, all the way down to things that are, say, 12 months, or even sometimes shorter than that, which we then call in-season creation. It's not about chasing the next trend or fashion. Trying to guess or predict the future is I feel like a fool's errand. And we like to talk about crafting the future, and you do that through process. You do that through an approach. We exist in the future. The teams here in Brooklyn are working on 2020. So we live in the future. I think it's really important that we shape our own vision of tomorrow, and we do that here.